Gideon fights the Midianite. Once upon a time, in the land of Israel, the people faced a terrible enemy, the Midianites. These fierce and warlike invaders swarmed over the land like a plague of grasshoppers, destroying everything in their path and leaving the Israelites desperate and destitute. Outnumbered and overpowered, the Israelites fled into the wilderness, abandoning their homes and possessions to survive. Life in the wilderness was harsh. The Israelites were hungry, cold, and struggling to make ends meet. They cried out to the Lord, pleading for deliverance from their miserable existence. Among them was a man named Gideon, the youngest and least significant member of one of the poorest families in Israel. One day, an angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, declaring that he had been chosen to deliver Israel from the Midianites. Gideon was astonished and doubtful. "Me?" he questioned. "I'm supposed to deliver my people from the Midianites. My family is poor, and I am the least important member." But the angel assured Gideon that no mistake had been made. He was indeed chosen by God, and God would help him if he obeyed. Bolstered by his faith, Gideon began to organize the men of Israel, gathering an army of 32,000 men. God had different plans, however. He told Gideon that the army was too large. Gideon announced that those who were afraid could leave, and many did, reducing the force to 10,000. Yet, even this number was too great. God instructed Gideon to take the men to a stream and observe how they drank the water. Those who lapped the water with their hands were kept, while the rest were sent home. In the end, Gideon was left with only 300 men. With just 300 soldiers, Gideon faced overwhelming odds. But he trusted in God's promise of victory. One night, while the Midianites were changing guard, Gideon and his men carried out their plan. Each man held a trumpet in one hand, a clay jar with a hidden torch in the other. At Gideon's signal, they blew the trumpets, broke the jars, and held up the torches, shouting, "The sword of the Lord and of Gideon." The Midianite camp was thrown into chaos. Thinking they were surrounded by a vast army, the Midianites panicked and turned on each other. In the confusion, they fled, and Gideon's small force pursued and drove them out of Israel. Through his faith and obedience, Gideon achieved a miraculous victory. He learned that with God's power, even the smallest force could overcome insurmountable odds. And so, the Lord delivered Israel, and Gideon became a testament to the belief that with God, all things are possible.